Hello, everyone. I am just getting used to this whole YouTube live thing, and I'm really liking it. And I hope you guys can hear me. I'm going to bring this microphone a little bit closer. You can't see it, but it's right here. So, I really wanted to get into this YouTube live thing because I love live video. I like it more than edited video because I could be more me. I could be more relaxed. I don't have to really necessarily worry about what I'm saying because I generally don't like to edit that kind of stuff out. I just like to be me. I like to say what comes to mind with a basic topic in mind, which is what I do for the podcast. So I intend on doing it here. But why I like YouTube more is because when I'm doing a Facebook Live, it tends to get lost in the feed and people can go back and I can share it and I can do all that stuff. I can even take it from Facebook and bring it over to YouTube, but YouTube does it right for you. And it's just like this collection of awesome videos that you have to share and to send your people to, your friends, your family, your whatever, whoever's watching your stuff. It's much easier to do it here. And since I discovered actually how to do this, because I wanted to do it for a while, but it seemed so complicated and it was a pain in the ass. And it was like, I just don't have the time to try to figure out how to do this, but I watched an awesome video. And if you want to know how to do this the simple way without all that encoding crap, let me know. I will send you to the video or I will just show you how to do it here. So anyway, it is a Sunday and I am going to enjoy myself a spiked seltzer. And this is cranberry. It's called Cape Cod Cranberry Spiked Seltzer. And I'm very much looking forward to it. So no, I'm not buzzed while doing this because I'm going to crack open this bad boy right here, right now, and enjoy my Sunday while I talk to you guys on a topic that just keeps coming back to me. And I'm like, shit, I gotta really talk about this more and more because we all know this, but we don't really think about it. And it is the topic of not everyone thinks like you, so we need to chill the F out and understand that you want to be able to put yourself into someone else's shoes when you think they're being ridiculous or you're in the middle of a fight or you just don't understand why someone isn't getting you. Guys, we all have different brains and our brain pathways, they move in all different directions. Not everyone is going to think like you do. Not everyone is going to react like you do. Not everyone is going to do the same thing or think that something's right when you think it's wrong and you think it's wrong when they think it's right. And it's just, it's a whole big mess. It's just not the way we work, right? We are all independent human beings and that's what makes us so special. That's what makes this world interesting is different people. Imagine having the same mind in everyone. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Oh, that's good. It's cranberry seltzer, spiked seltzer. There's actually 6% alcohol in this bad boy, so this could turn out to be a very fun live. But, so yeah, not everyone is thinking like you do. So a perfect example, I'm going to give like a relationship thing here, okay? Because this is how I can relate to this topic very well. I've been in a bunch of serious relationships, 3 only in my entire lifetime. Yeah, I think very differently now, and I think that's why I'm so picky with who I choose to date. I feel like I have to be on the same level as this person. I feel like I want them to understand that, yes, I have my own brain, and so do they. So if you understand this, the basic level of self-development is really all that you need. Someone to understand, for them to get this concept, because then maybe they can take it deeper if they're really interested, or if, you know, in this relationship type thing, they're really wanting to be with you. They're really in love with you. They really want to make this work. So think of it as 2 completely different people. You know, they are attracted to each other. They decide to slap themselves together and be a couple. and you get into this argument, right? So let's take a typical thing here where the woman says that the guy just doesn't understand them, right? Well, of course not, because they're not in your head. You don't want them to be in your head. Personally, I don't want anyone to be in my head. That's no. So there has to be this open communication, and I get this now. I really do. I have yet to have someone to experiment with this on in an intimate relationship. I've been very picky, and I can't say picky, just not there. So I've been perfectly okay with being who I am by myself and really digging deep into this. So going back to this whole thing where he doesn't get me, right? I'm sure guys, you've heard this tons of times, or women, you've said this plenty of times. And yeah, he doesn't get you because he's not in your head. And maybe what you need to do is explain, and the guy or the other person kind of needs to understand this thing as well, that not everyone thinks like you do. We all have our own brains. We are all independent human beings with different thought processes. So when you are getting into some sort of relationship issue, and yeah, you can use this in the context that I just said, but this can be used in the workplace, this can be used with your kids, this can be used anywhere. But what you really need to think about is that they're not me. And I am not the only one who is able to come up with a solution, right? Think about it also this way. This is a great way to think about it. All right, you're at a stop sign and you both get there at the same exact time and no one knows who's going to go first. And you decide that you're just going to go. Well, this other person is going to think like, what the hell? Like, why did they get to go first? I was here first. They might think that they were there first, right? Because of what is going on in their head. What's going on in your head is like, hey, we got here at the same time, I'm just gonna go. That's what I would think. I don't try to overcomplicate things. I feel like a lot of us do. A lot of us do, because we're kind of comfortable in that spot of just being who we are. And we don't try to put ourselves into someone else's position. Maybe we should, and I really think that we should. No, not in a crazy way, but just try to understand them, understand where they're coming from. If someone is angry, like really angry, you need to ask them. You need to ask them why. If this is something that is really important to you, this person is really important to you, and you want to understand. You don't want to fight. You don't want this kind of thing. Ask them. Like, what the F? What's bothering you? How can I understand you better? You need to understand this person better, because if you're not going to, this thing is just going to keep coming up and coming up and coming up and coming up again. And no one wants that. But these are the types of things that we get caught up in. They are just these ongoing arguments, and they just never end. These are the kinds of things that break apart relationships, because we don't understand where that person's coming from. And it's important that we really, really do try to wrap this disconnected itself. Hang on one sec. Okay. I think that's the thing from Nickelodeon. As my microphone falls, I really need to get something that's gonna like hang from the friggin' wall. And I'm still getting used to this YouTube live thing. I like it, but it's like a bigger screen because it's on my computer. Okay, so I hope this works. So yeah, I really think about the importance of this person. If it's something that you just don't give two F's about, then who cares? But most likely you do care about this person and you want to understand them. You want the relationship to continue in a good way, not where you're constantly trying to figure out what's happening, but You want to understand. You want to truly understand because you're with this person for a reason. You're in a relationship with this reason for you are in a relationship with this person for a reason, and it's important that you try your very best to understand where they're coming from. Most people, I can't say most people, well, I can't say everyone either because that's not good, but people do things for certain reasons. They believe that they're right. People don't do things because they think that it's wrong, right? It's the complete opposite. They think that they are right. We think we're right when we make a decision. We think this is the best thing for us at that moment. And most likely it is. Most likely it is. But the other person is not thinking that. They're thinking like, what the fuck? What is wrong? Why is she doing it this way? Why is he doing it this way? Why? Why wouldn't they do it this way? Oh, I would do it this way, but why aren't they doing it that way? These are the thoughts that are going through our heads as we are disagreeing with something that someone isn't doing. So, going back to that whole thing that not everyone is going to think as we do. So we need to really understand this concept so that we can move on with our lives. We can understand those people in our lives much better. And maybe we're not trying to fix them. No, we're not trying to fix them. We are just trying to understand this concept that no, not everyone is like us. There's no one in our head, right? It's just us. It's us processing these thoughts, thinking that they're screwed up for doing whatever it was that they did. Why wouldn't they do it the way I would do it? That's just not how we work. That's not how life is. That's just not the way it's going to work, right? Right. Excuse me. So, understand this simple concept. If you got nothing out of me blabbering on about this, and let me tell you, the podcast is much more in depth, but this is a fun one to do, and I'm still testing out this YouTube live thing, and I think I'm really liking it. So understand this one concept. Not everyone thinks like you do. You are not the only one that's right. You are not the only one who has a solution. You are not the only one who can think and make a decision. There are many people on this planet. We all have tons of wonderful ideas. We all have tons of shitty ideas. Let's admit that, right? We have done things that we're like, what the heck did we do that for? Why did I do it that way? Okay? I'm not saying that people are right for what they're doing. I'm saying that they have an opinion, they have a thought process, they have reasons why they do things the way that they do. And it's not our decision, it's not our job to try to figure it out. It's our job to understand that not everyone thinks like we do. Everyone is an individual. We all have the right to do what we want to do. We all have the right to think how we want to think. We all have the right to really dig into ourselves as much as we want. But if you are with someone who is not looking to, I want to say, better themselves, if they're not, in the field of self-development or personal development, or they just are miserable where they are, or they're happy where they are, or they're just staying put, then you as that person, the one who is actively seeking out to make yourself better, take this away. Understand this concept that not everyone thinks like you do, and start to change the way that you are thinking about the situation that you're trying to deal with. And it will make so many things so much better because you'll be able to let things roll off. You'll be able to say, hey, okay, they're thinking this. I don't agree, but it's okay. It's totally okay to just move on, right? Just let the argument go and just relax a lot more. It will help you relax so much better if you can just understand this. And I think I blabbered on for just enough. And I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Cape Cod Cranberry Spike Seltzer. And I will see you guys really soon. So have a happy, happy Sunday, because it is Sunday, April 30th. Tomorrow's May 1st. And yeah, I can't wait to do more of these. Bring the podcast on, get to know you guys, watch your videos, stuff like that. It's not all about me. I want to check you guys out. I want to get to know you guys, see what you're up to, see what your businesses are, you know, check out your kids and your animals and your whatever you want to share. It's exciting. It's all exciting. So I'm going to get out of here and enjoy Sunday. Have a good one. Bye.